What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Daily Scoop, your destination for the biggest conversations happening across Jamaican entertainment, dancehall, reggae culture, and the stories getting people talking about in Jamaica and overseas. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification, and become a part of the Daily Scoop family because today we have a lot to unpack. Let's start with the situation involving one Kevin Spice and CJ Milan. This story has generated a lot of conversation because it is not simply about one person criticizing another. It touches on something much bigger within dancehall. Who gets to speak for an artist? Who represents an artist? When does a blogger cross the line from commentary into personal conflict? And perhaps most importantly, can somebody defend one side of an argument without being accused of choosing sides? That is where Spice enters the discussion because Spice responded to Kevin after he criticized CJ Milan. Spice appeared to question what exactly one Kevin was trying to communicate and why he was bringing her name into the situation. And one Kevin basically respond by attempting to explain his position. His argument is that, as presented, he was basically saying that he believed a conflict was developing between himself and CJ Milan, and that Spice's public response made it appear as though she was siding with CJ Milan. But here is where things become interesting. Spice's position appeared to be that she was confused about why she was being pulled into the disagreement in the first place. And honestly, this raises an important question. Does defending someone automatically mean you are against somebody else? Not necessarily, because you can disagree with somebody's approach without becoming a part of their personal enemy list. The popular DJ Nico Fire has a lot to say about the Masicka situation, and his comments are worth examining because he questioned the logic behind wanting Masicka show to fail. His basic argument was, what does Jamaican dancehall gain if another Jamaican artist fails internationally? And that is a legitimate question. Imagine a Jamaican football player making it into a major international league. Would other Jamaican players celebrate if that person failed? Maybe some fans would, but collectively, the success of one Jamaican can open doors for others. Music is similar. When Masicka performs at a major venue, it demonstrates that there is an international market for Jamaican artists. When Vybz Kartel perform internationally, it demonstrates the same thing. When Spice performs internationally, the same thing. When Shensi and Popcaan bring dancehall to the international festival, it is the same thing. And when artists such as Bounty Killer, Spragga Benz, and other veterans help establish Jamaican music internationally, they were contributing to the foundation today's generation is building upon. So perhaps the bigger question is not which artist is better. Maybe the bigger question is, how can Jamaican artists collectively make dancehall stronger? Because international audience don't necessarily see all the internal fans war. They see Jamaican music, they see the dancehall and the reggae, and they see the Jamaican culture. So let's come back to Spice. Spice has spent years building a name in dancehall. She has dealt with criticism, controversy, public disagreements, international performance, and the pressure that comes with being one of the most recognizable women in Jamaican dancehall. So when Spice speak on something involving another woman in the industry, some people will naturally interpret it as a statement about gender loyalty or friendship. But we should be careful because a public comment does not automatically tell us everything happening behind the scene. Maybe Spice was simply defending what she believed was unfair treatment. Maybe she felt that one Kevin criticism went too far. Maybe she had her own relationship with CJ Milan that influenced her opinion. Or perhaps there was more context that the public has not seen. We don't know everything. And that is why commentary channels should be careful not to turn speculation into certainty. One Kevin meanwhile has built a presence around commentary and online discussion, but there is an important distinction between being an entertainment commentator and being an official representative of an artist. Unless there is a formal argument publicly established. Viewers should not automatically assume that bloggers speak for Vibes Cartel Spice or any other artist. That is a very important distinction because when fans hear someone speaking passionately about an artist, they may assume that cartel representative, that is Spice representative, that's the camp talking, but sometimes it is simply an individual giving their own opinion, and that is a different matter to be talking about. Let's talk a little about Bounty Killer. Bounty Killer recently shared content connected to the Jamaica Day celebration in Brooklyn, and that brings us to something bigger than the current controversies. Because Bounty Killer represents a generation of Jamaican artists who helped establish dancehall as an international force. And when you see Jamaican culture being celebrated outside of Jamaica, you have to recognize the work of the generation. From reggae pioneers to dancehall veterans to today's younger artists, people such as Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Buju Banton, Capleton, Spragga Benz, Elephant Man, and countless others helped to create the foundation. Then came artists such as Spice, Vibes Cartel, Mavado, Popcorn, Alkaline, Sensia, and many more who continued to expand the culture. So the story is bigger than one rivalry. Now let's talk about Spragga Benz. Recently reacted to a disturbing report involving a police officer found DEAD at a station. In his social media comments, he referenced the death of his brother, Garnet Taylor, and expressed concern based on his personal experience and suspicions. But this is exactly where we need to be responsible. When someone raises questions about a death, those questions deserve to be investigated properly. However, allegations about what happened should not automatically be present as established facts without evidence. The larger issue is trust. Who do people trust when something happens inside an institution, and what mechanism exists to independently investigate serious incidents? Those are legitimate questions, but then again, social media cannot replace an investigation. If there is evidence, investigators should examine it. If there are witnesses, they should be interviewed, and if there are unanswered questions, the proper authorities should also come out and address them, right? Moving on, we're going to be talking about Popcorn a little. So, Popcorn has also been appearing in entertainment conversation following his performance in the British Virgin Islands. The footage shows fans responding enthusiastically to the performance, and that is another reminder of the reach Jamaica music has internationally. Popcorn has become one of dancehal's most internationally recognizable artists. His music has reached audiences well beyond Jamaica, and regardless of where you stand in the endless debates about whether Popcorn is bigger than Vibes Cartel, the impact of both artists is significant. Comparison can be fun, yes, but they often become toxic when fans turn them into personal attacks. Who has the bigger catalog? Who has the bigger global audience? Who has the bigger influence? Those are questions that can be debated respectfully, but ultimately dancehall benefits when multiple artists are successful. So my question to you guys now is, do you think Jamaican or do you think dancehall fans on a whole need to stop turning every disagreement into a war between camps? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Keep it respectful. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button, subscribe to the Daily Scoop, turn on your notifications, share this video with another dancehall fan, and remember, the Daily Scoop does not just follow the story, we break down the conversation. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and keep supporting Jamaican music culture. This is the Daily Scoop. We are out.